Well, as you've no doubt heard, earlier this week, oil hit a new record high, near enough to $140 a barrel. And if all the panic's starting to remind you of the oil crisis back in the 70s, you're not alone. One man has been there and done that where oil is concerned. It's Sheikh Zaki Yamani, Saudi Arabia's oil minister for 25 years. The Sheikh led OPEC right through that turbulent time. Viewers among you with long memories will remember how world leaders waited with bated breath for his every word about the price of oil. Now, with OPEC as we speak under fire again, I caught up with the Sheikh from his home in the French Alps. Your Excellency, thank you very much for your time. As we speak, the world is almost hyperventilating. It's gone into a spin over the price of oil. Our Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, has said that it's time to take a blowtorch to the OPEC organisation. Do you think that's really the answer, or is he possibly targeting the wrong people?
Well, I think the main problem we have is the pricing of oil. As it is now, I think it's wrong. It does not reflect the fundamentals, the supply-demand.
That's what people are actually struggling to understand. Why is it that the price of oil seems to be out of control, and this is causing such immense difficulty for people, governments, corporations and privately?
Well, we have a combination of reasons. One of them, speculations. And so many people, they go into this future market as if they go to a casino and they gamble. And the people all over the world must pay the price for what they're doing. This is number one. Number two, there is definitely a shortage of supply.
So what you seem to be saying is that it's a combination of problems. There's a shortage of oil, that's true, but there's also speculation in the marketplace.
Yeah, well, in the market, in this future market, you have two kinds of groups. One is the oil companies, and the others are the non-commercials, like hedge funds, insurance companies, and normal people. They inject billions of dollars every day in order to make profit. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't, and then they spread some rumors about the possibility of invading Iran and problems in Nigeria and so on. So the market is subject to rumors, not realities. They use any excuse to push the price upward, and they make money.
Is this situation actually resolvable?
When you have enough supply of oil, then probably this will help. But in my opinion, we have to change the pricing system that we have right now. This is a very wrong system. A small group of people, they raise the price of oil, and the whole world will suffer from this.
So what can be done to rectify the system to make oil affordable again?
Well, I think if we can change this system. As a matter of fact, we lived so long with wrong systems. We have to have a system far away from speculation, which represents the real supply-demand situation.
In reality, though, Your Excellency, is it possible to control something like Wall Street?
Well, the future market is a major problem. I said there are different reasons, different kinds of problems. This is a major problem, in my opinion.
Excellency, people like Goldman Sachs are predicting that prices could go as high as $200 a barrel. That's a frightening figure.
Well, when you are in a casino, you can say anything.
So you think that's possible?
Well, it depends on what will happen. When you have a very unstable situation in the Gulf and the expectation that there will be an attack on Iran and Iran will respond, and if they do respond, it's $200, $300 per barrel could be the results of that. But this is a big if.
Yes, it certainly is. That would be the worst of all scenarios, wouldn't it?
One of them. But how about the situation in Iraq? In Iraq, we don't know what will happen in that country.
You, in fact, predicted that an invasion of Iraq would prompt a price of $100 a barrel. Now, that prediction has certainly reached reality. So Is the war in Iraq partly to blame for the situation we're now in?
I think the invasion of Iraq was a major reason, a major cause for what's happening right now. And I don't know what will happen. Of course, we have to wait and see who will be the coming president in the United States and what will be his policy, so to speak.
There are people in America, of course, who believe that the speculators are not responsible to any significant degree, at least, for the price movement, including people like the US Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson. So not everyone agrees with your explanation for what's gone wrong.
Well, I don't know whether they believe or they don't believe. I'm an objective person, and I look at this situation objectively. I don't represent any side. So politics, when it comes, can change your mind and can make you think of one thing and another.
Your Excellency, this weekend in Jeddah, the Saudis are hosting a gathering of the world's biggest petroleum producers and consumers to address this crisis. What can a meeting like that achieve if the situation is as dire as it appears to be?
Well, I know the oil companies are really making a very lucrative amount of profit from a high price of oil. I don't think that they're very keen to reduce the price of oil. The consumers are those who are the victims. So I think the producers, the governments, some of them, they're enjoying a very high revenue that they get. They don't know that the price of this revenue, high revenue, will be disastrous on them because it's encouraging the alternative sources of energy which is coming sometime in the future. How soon, I don't know. But when it comes, the age of oil will come to an end.
So you don't necessarily disagree with those who say we might be seeing the beginning of the end of the era of oil as a source of energy?
Of course, when you have a very high price of oil, see what's happening, and every day we hear about a new invention here and there, but the day they use hydrogen for transportation, this is the day when oil disappears.
Your Excellency, you've been in the oil game for nearly 3 decades now. If you were still in the position of authority, what would your advice be to the people gathering in Jeddah this weekend? In fact, what's your advice generally on how the heck we get out of this awful bind?
Well, I will definitely change the pricing system prevailing right now. And number 2, I'll do my best to reduce the price of oil, to expand the lifespan of oil. I mean, at least for 2 decades or 3 decades.
Your Excellency, we can only hope that somebody is listening to your advice and that they take it this weekend and in the future. But thank you very much for talking to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Sheikh Yamani, hope you were paying attention, Kevin, and Brendan for that matter. Sheikh Yamani was the guy, by the way, who came up with that memorable one-liner, the Stone Age did not end for lack of stone, and the oil age will end long before the world runs out of oil. And you could see our extended conversation at sbs.com.au/dateline.